Be'ezrat Hashem, tonight we're starting Parachat Vayetze. In Parachat Vayetze, there's the story of all the Shevatim, all the tribes of Israel being born: Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda. But before we get to that, the subject tonight is: does a name of a person have a meaning? Supposed to have a meaning? What's the meaning? Okay, we're going to get there at the end of the class. First of all, let's see in the Torah, the source in the Torah, what does a name mean? Okay, so let's start. Before we get into our parasha, we have to start Bereshit. In Bereshit, there's a story, Adam and Chava. Chava, unfortunately, was tempted by the snake, and she listened to him. By eating from the fruit, which is not apple, right? There was no Samsung and no apple. There's no. The fruit was simply, according raisins. She took raisins, she squeezed them, and she gave him to drink.
Raisins, yeah. Grapes, you mean?
Grapes. And Hashem told them, if you would have waited one more hour, it would have been Friday, Shabbat. I would have permitted you to do Kiddush. For 1 hour, you missed the whole destiny of the world. Okay, 1 hour, Sha'achat. Okay, now what happens? How does the Nachash get to Chava? He comes to her and he says, why do you think God said you should not eat from Etz Hadat, from the tree of knowledge? You know why? Because he himself ate from it and became God. So he doesn't want to have competition. So that's why he doesn't want you to be smart as him, powerful as him. She started to get tempted. So she listened to him, right? And then he pushed her against the tree because she said, we cannot touch it. She touched it. You see, it didn't die. Eat it. She saw the fruit. It was beautiful. She listened to the snake, right? And then she ate. And then at the end, she gives Adam to eat, right? There was three sins committed over here. And that's the most unforgivable sins to Hashem. Avodah Zarah, Gilui Arayot, Shfichut Damim. Idolatry, okay, adultery, right? And murder. Yeah. How do you get this? Idolatry, Avodah Zarah, if you believe that God ate from the fruit and became God, and you want to go to do competition to God, that's Avodah Zarah. אם אתה חושב שהשם אכל מהעץ הזה ואתה רוצה להיות השם, כאילו אתה רוצה להיות נגדו, עבודה זרה. Right? This is עבודה זרה. Sin number 1. Sin number 2. Adultery. כתוב in the Zohar, it says in the Zohar, שהנחש הטיל בחווה 2 טיפות. The Nachash, he bit Chava and he put in her 2 drops of venom. He didn't kill her, but this venom, this tipot, is considered zera mimishu acher. As he considered adultery. As if she went with a snake. She went with another man. This is gilui arayot, adultery. And then at the end, what happened? Hashem says, you ate? What did I tell you? כי ביום אכולך ממנו מות תמות. מה קרה עכשיו? What happens now? Adam and Chava have to die, and all the generations to come, for 6,000 years they have to die. If they wouldn't have eaten, no one would have died. So they killed all their children. Shfichut damim, that's murder. So God were merciful. Hashem היה מלא רחמים. הוא אמר לו, he said at the end, you know what? I said, ביום אכולך ממנו, the day you're going to eat, you're going to die, but I didn't tell you which type of a day. So now I'm telling you, I'll consider my type of day, which is 1,000 years on earth. כי 1,000 שנים בעיניך כיום. 1,000 years on earth is 1 day of there. So it's going to be considered the same day. He could have taken him the same day, but he gave him. He was malei rachamim. Hashem had passion in him. Hashem wanted to help him, but he had to die. And the fact to die and to cause all the generations to come to die, that's called shfichut damim. Okay. Okay. 1,000 שנה. And after you get עכשיו, in the world, בעולם, what's going to happen now? You know what's going to happen? After, I'm going to give you time to questions also. For sure, you can ask questions, no problem. In the world now, the world has to come to Tikoun. We have to repair this. 3 sins. three sins need three special people. Who are those people? The patriarchs. Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Avraham comes, על מה הוא נלחם אברהם? What is he fighting? עבודה זרה. Adam Arishon and Chava listened to the snake. They wanted to be like God. They want to make competition to God. Now we need somebody who's fighting the whole world of Avodah Zarah. Who is this Avraham Avinu? So Avraham came to this world לעשות תיקון אדם וחווה בעבודה זרה. He wanted to repair the whole world, not the community, not his neighbors, the whole world, and he was succeeding. He succeeded. הצליח. הכוח של אברהם אבינו. Comes Yitzchak, and he says, you know what I'm going to repair? I'm going to repair the murder. How? שפיכות דמים. Why? I'm going to give my blood on the mizbeach. He comes and he puts his neck. Hashem wants me to give my neck for him. I'm going to give Hashem everything, right? They caused death, right? I'm willing to die for the good cause, for God. So this is שפיכות דמים, תיקון. מי בא אחר כך? יעקב בא לתקן. He comes to repair adultery. How many drops he put in her? 2. He's marrying 2 wives, רחל ולאה. רחל ולאה is the 2 טיפות. אומר הזוהר, says the Zohar, רחל ולאה came about from the 2 טיפות של הארס, of the venom of נחש. רחל ולאה were born from that. He's marrying both of them to make the Tikoun. But he says, now I'm going to go, Yaakov, he says, I'm going to go all the way, make a big Tikoun, and that's the class tonight. Now that we made an introduction, now we can understand the parasha. In the parasha, הם תיקנו את הכל. We're going to see that. No. The שבעה שבטים. The patriarchs, they made the תיקון הכללי. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, murder, adultery, and idolatry. But now there's more tikkun to be made. And that's going to be 12 shvatim. Now listen to this. We see in the parasha, in this week's parasha, Vayetze, when they're born, the first one was born. Vayishma Hashem kisnoa Leah. Hashem sees that Leah is a little bit rejected. Why? Because of the story that they switched the women, and right? Vayishma Hashem. So what does he do? She was akara, she was sterile. Noten la herayon, noten la yeled. So what does he do? She becomes pregnant, she has a baby boy, and then what happens? She's calling the baby a name. She's saying that Vatikra et shemo Reuven. She calls him Reuven. So Rashi says, I'm going to read Rashi and then we're going to come here. מה זה Reuven. Listen and see. I want you to see Reu. I want you to see the difference between and between. Ben ze leze. Between this and this. Between what and what? Rashi brings down. Between my son Reuven and between Esav. My son Reuven, his younger brother Yosef, is going to take away the Bechorah. He's going to take away the right of the firstborn. How does he take it away? Because Yosef is going to get 2 parts in Israel. Normally, who do you give 2 parts? למי אתה נותן שתי חלקים? לבכור. מי קיבל שתי חלקים בישראל? Who got 2 parts in Israel? Yosef, Ephraim ומנשה. What does Reuven do? וישמע ראובן ויצילהו מידם. When the brothers want to kill Yosef, what does he do? ויצילהו. תסתכלו, look at that. My son Reuven. Yosef is going to take away the Bechorah and he saves him. Esav, my brother-in-law, his brother, my husband, Yaakov, took the Bechorah and he wants to kill him. Reuben, look at the difference. That's pshat. מה אומר לנו הקבלה? מה אומרת הקבלה בזוהר? מה זה ראובן? ראו זה מלשון ראייה. ראו. מה עשתה חווה? ותרא האישה כי נחמד העץ להשכיל. She saw the fruit, and that's what got her tempted. She used her eyes for temptation. בא ראובן מתקן את חטא העיניים. Temptation with the eyes, ראובן is doing תיקון.
Who was tempted? Who was tempted?
חווה. Eve. She was tempted by the beauty of the tree, of the fruit. כי נחמד, right? So Reuven is coming now, he's completing the תיקון. אברהם, יצחק ויעקב do תיקון, עבודה זרה, שפיכות דמים, גילוי עריות. But now the children are going to go further into the תיקון. ראובן זה ראייה. ותקרא שמו ראובן, ראייה. He is going to do תיקון, הראייה, what she saw, right, that she's tempted by, he's going to do תיקון. After that, comes Shimon. Why does she say? Why she call him Shimon? She has a second baby. Ki shama Adonai. Because God heard me. God heard my prayer. Okay? Why is Shimon coming to do tikkun? She listened. Chava, Eve, listened to the snake. Okay. So because she listened to the snake, Shimon is coming to do tikkun. Ashmi'ah. The listening, he's going to listen to God. 1 second. What is Shimon? What's the story going to be with Shimon? When his sister Dinah is going to be taken and abused by Shechem ben Hamor, what does he go? With his brother Levi, they go and they fight 24,000 people and kill them. Why? Because they touched their sister. Adultery. There was by a Chava, there was a sin of adultery. Arayot. אז הוא נלחם בשביל דינה, he fight for דינה for עריות. Comes after that, she has a third boy, Levi. When Hashem is asking Adam, למה אכלת? Why did you eat? מה אומר? No, האישה שנתת עמדי, the woman that you gave me to accompany me, she gave me to eat. בא לוי. Why does she call him Levi? הפעם ילווה אישי אליי. My husband is going to be together with me for the good cause. For a good cause. Right? He said, she was a bad cause to be with me. I regret that you gave it to me. Levi is מלשון לוויה. They're going to be together. She's saying, לאה is saying, הפעם ילווה אישי אליי. הוא יבוא עכשיו אליי. נהיה ביחד, we'll be together. ואנחנו נעשה רק מצוות, only מצוות. We're going to bring צדיקים to this world. זה התיקון של לוי. So you see already 3 children are coming for the תיקון of אדם הראשון. The fourth one is who? Yehuda. What was the punishment of Chava? The punishment of Chava is she pushed her husband to the sin. So Hashem cursed her. How he cursed her? I mean, what? How did he curse her? You pushed him, you wanted to be ahead. Now, who imshol bach? He's going to be the leader. He's going to be your ruler. Where are all the leaders? We have to fix it. Where, right? All the kings came from, all the Jewish rulers came from. Yehuda. Lo yasur shevet mi Yehuda. Yehuda are the kings, all the kings. And listen to this, the Ramban says, because the Maccabi, they won the war and they didn't nominate the king of Yehuda, they died, all of them. After the big miracle of Hanukkah, all of them died. Why? Because they didn't appoint a king of Yehuda. V'huim shol bach. He is going to be now ruling over you. You ruled over him and you caused them to sin. Now he's going to rule alayich, imshol, over you, so you go to the right direction. Then we come the shfachot, the other women, Zilpah, Bil'ah, and Zilpah. So Rachel says to Yaakov, please Yaakov, I don't have children. You know your grandmother, your father gave her Agar. Come to my servant, come to my servant, Bil'ah, and have children. And maybe Hashem is going to have pity on me, I'm going to have my children. He went with her and he had a baby. What was the baby called? Naphtali. Rabotai, chidush atzum. Naphtali, switch around the letters. Tefillin. Wow. Same letters. Tefillin. The mitzvah of tefillin is going to come through Naphtali. אומר רש"י, מה זה tefillin? Wrap around. Naphtali זה לשון wrapping. You're going to wrap now mitzvah on your hand. Why? The hand that you use, Chava, used to take the fruit. Now we have to limit. Now you have to. What are you going to do? On which hand you're going to put it? The weaker hand. The weaker hand. You're going to put it? Naphtali, tefillin. That משם הבא התפילין, משם בא מצוות התפילין. Right?
למה הוא
Because the weaker hand, the reason is, right? You know the Torah is a blueprint. The Torah is a blueprint. So before this happened, Hashem decided to give us tefillin. In the Torah, we read every morning. Every morning before Baruch Shama, we say, "Va'alaot al yadecha u'totafot b'einecha." The word yadecha is written exceptional with a hey. Yadecha is Yud Dalet Chaf Sofit. The second time it's written Yud Dalet Chaf Hey. It's like you separate the word Yad Keha, the weaker hand. That's where we know we put it on the left. Since the Torah is the blueprint of the world, Hashem is creating Adam. 2 eyes, symmetrical. 2 nostrils, symmetrical. 2 ears, symmetrical. Right? 1 mouth in the center, symmetric. Everything is symmetric. Right? You come to the hands, 1 strong hand, 1 weak hand. No. There is symmetric. You don't have 1 strong here, 1 weak here. You don't have 1 strong nostril, 1 weak. You don't have 1 strong eye, 1. Everything is symmetric. Everything is the same. Why, when it comes to the hand, Hashem created us with the... Because the blueprint says, the Torah says, "Va'aleot al yadecha, yad ke'ah." So the blueprint says, when you create Adam, you have to create 1 hand weaker, which is the hand which touched the fruit. She took it to the left hand, and this left hand has to have a Tikoun of tefillin. Now we have to put it here. Verstehst du, Liran? Rega. But before, also, when we put tefillin, we put something also. Talit. God comes forward. Beged. Bagad. How did she call him? Bagad. Beged. What's that, Kashab? You have tefillin, but you need also something to wrap. Bagad. Tzitzit. אז הם עשו את התיקון של ציצית עכשיו, השבטים. They give us ציצית, they give us tefillin, they put tikun for our eyes, tikun for our ears, right? Accompany you with your wife. Now you're going to do only mitzvot with your wife, right? Huim sholbach, you are the leader. You're supposed to run the house. That's 6 shevatim. Now we have to go to the other 6. So, Leah, she sees that Rachel gave her servant to Yaakov. She had Naphtali and Gad. 2 mitzvot, tefillin and tzitzit. Right? I also want. She takes her servant, Zilpah, and she gives it to Yaakov. Who she give birth to? Hashem. Right? Hashem. Right? So Hashem, what does he give us? What does Hashem give us? All the girls that come from Hashem, all the girls, Rashi says in Parachat, Zot HaBracha, in Israel, לא היו בנות יפות כמו הבנות של Hashem. The most beautiful girls was Hashem. And who did they marry? Only Kohanim גדולים. All the girls of Asher, כל הבנות של Asher, מתחתנו עם כהנים גדולים. מהיופי שלהם, כן? מה הייתה חווה? The Gemara says, Sarah, Imenu. Sarah, our matriarch. If you put any woman in the world, you take the most beautiful woman in the world, כקוף בפני Adam. You take an ape, you take a kof, an ape, and you put a man, that's the difference between Sarah and כל האנשים שבעולם. The most beautiful world, girl. אבל אם תיקח את שרה אימנו ותיקח את חווה כקוף בפני אדם. חווה beauty was unimaginable. זה היה יופי שאי אפשר לתאר אותו אפילו. You understand? Comes Asher And he gives us the most beautiful girls in Israel. Why? They should marry the highest level people in the Mize? Kohanim Gdolim. All the beauty of the Kohanim Gdolim. Issachar, then Leah says, let me try again. She gets 2 kids. Issachar וזבולון. You have mitzvot, you have tefillin, you have tzitzit. What are you missing now? Torah. Issachar is a Torah. This is the man who is going to teach us Torah throughout the whole generation. ובני Issachar יודעי בינה לעיתים. They knew Binah. They had wisdom. They always were the Sanhedrin. They was. You have mitzvot, but you need also Torah. 1 second. You have Torah, but you need money. Im en kemach, Torah. So she gave birth to Zevulun. So Zevulun should support Issachar. Issachar should give us Torah, and Zevulun at the same time shares with Issachar at Issachar Torah. He's giving him money and he's teaching him Torah. That's what they say. Betzela chokhmah, betzela kesef. If you support Torah and you didn't have a chance to study Torah, unfortunately, you didn't go to school, you don't know how to read. Or you know how to read, but you didn't have a chance to sit and learn, you're too busy. But you support Torah. אומר שלמה המלך, זה שלמה המלך, בצל החוכמה ובצל הכסף. You know what's going to happen בעולם הבא? The תלמיד חכם that you were supporting, הוא יושב שמה, ויש שמה עץ, ואתה יושב בצל, you're sitting in the shade of the tree. The חכם, the תלמיד, is learning, ואתה יושב שומע. כל מה שהוא לומד אתה מקבל. אתה יושב לידו. You're sitting next to him. Wherever you're going, you go with him. בצל החוכמה יצל, שמה החוכמה, בצל הכסף, בגלל שאתה נתת לו כסף, because you gave him the money. That's the merit of somebody supporting Torah, בצל החוכמה, בצל הכסף. Issachar וזבולun. And that's the idea of Yitzchak. What did Yitzchak want to do? He wanted to make a Esav, Zevulun, and Yaakov, Issachar. He wanted Esav. למה הוא רוצה לתת לו ברכות? Why does he want to give ברכות? He says, wow, it's going to be such a concept of Issachar וזבולun. Let me do it out of my kids. Esav, ייתן לך אלוהים, ייתן השמיים, משמני הארץ, ורוב דרם מתירוש, שעבדוך עמים, all the ברכות. At the end, רבקה אומרת, no. Because if my son Yaakov going to depend on Esav, the day Esav doesn't want anymore, סוגר את הברזים, he closes the faucet, what is Yaakov going to do, חס ושלום? No. Let Yaakov go in, and let Yaakov have the children Issachar v'Yezreel. Continue.
Rabbi, what does it rectify? What Tikoun does the to rectify?
Once you have, because if you would have Torah, right, you wouldn't, you have to listen to God.
Okay.
Why do some people have a good heart? Some people, you come to them, hey, why don't you come to tefillah? I don't need to have a good heart. Once you put tefillah, have a good heart. They put everything on the heart. After they have a heart attack because the heart cannot take anymore, they put so much on the heart can't take it anymore. Okay? That's not the point. The point is, people think they're doing good. So בא בן אדם, יום אחד, one day, his friend has a bar mitzvah, אז הוא בא, he's coming to bar mitzvah. He has a tefillin from his grandfather. He brings the bag, he opens the bag. Some tefillin, you see, he puts the tefillin over here. He puts the rosh like this. So he had a good intention, he has a good heart. He wanted to come to do tefillah. אבל לא יודע, למה אתה לא לומד? Why don't you study? תלמד. You cannot have a good heart without studying. Having a good heart is beautiful, right? But you must study. Without Torah, if they would have studied, if they would have Torah would have. What's the name of the holiday when we receive the Torah? Shavuot. What's another name in the Torah?
Sukkot.
What's the name of Shavuot in the Torah? Another name the Torah calls the holiday? Doesn't say Shavuot, it says Atzeret. עצרת, חג עצרת. מה זה עצרת? לעצור? The only thing can stop a person from doing עבירות זה התורה הקדושה. The only thing that can stop you from doing עבירות is Torah. When you study Torah, you don't do עבירות. Because you know there's no condition.
So that's the thing of purification.
Yes. So this is for the sin that happened, but Torah needs also money, so the support. Let's finish over here. What's happening with Yosef? מה קורה עם יוסף? What's happening with יוסף? אשת פוטיפר. Adultery. עריות. She's seducing him. נחש was seducing חווה. But she was seducing Yosef for 1 year. She was pushing him יום יום, day by day. She was changing her clothes 3 times a day. תשמע לי, תבוא איתי, come with me, be with me, look at me. Nothing. Why? Because he has to do תיקון עבודה הראשון and חווה. The חווה that listened to the snake, he's going to do this reparation of not listening to the snake, which is the wife of Potiphar. Right? And look how she did. This is something amazing. The wife of Potiphar, didn't start with desire. Azak. The wife of Potiphar didn't start with desire. You know how the wife of Potiphar started? She was an astrologer. היא ראתה בכוכבים. She saw in the stars that she is going to have a baby with Yosef. She says, if I'm going to have a baby with this tzaddik, so I have to push him. But she sees he's not moving. So she's changing her clothes, she's pushing him. But Rashi says, the gazers, the ones who look at the stars, they don't see exactly. It was not her supposed to have the baby with Yosef. Who? Her daughter. Asenat. But she was sure it's her, so she tried to push him.
It's her adopted daughter. And who is this adopted daughter? She's the niece of Yosef.
Okay. So now,
Badina.
Yes. You know now what's happening?
הבת של חיים בן חמור.
זה הבת של דינה.
Okay. So now what's happening? She's coming with him with the mitzvah. You have to be with me. You have to listen to me. We're going to have a baby together. I saw it in the stars. That's a Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Hara is always coming with mitzvot. Come. Somebody needs help. You have to come to a Torah class? No, listen, somebody has a flat tire. Come help him. You know, it's a mitzvah. The guy is stuck. Ya Habibi, ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם. Starting Torah, היצר הרע שמנסה עכשיו להביא לך, he's trying to bring you mitzvot. So we have mitzvot, we have tefillin, but the most powerful mitzvah you have is the study of Torah. That's the most powerful. Then comes Yosef, he's fighting the Yetzer Hara with all these temptations. At the end, Binyamin. What's Binyamin? What's his real name? She didn't call him Binyamin. Ben Oni. מה זה Oni? זה אבלות, mourner. Because she died. As Rachel was giving birth to Binyamin, היא נפטרה. She passed away. אז היא קראה לו, a second before she passes away, you're going to call the baby Ben Oni. זה הבן של האבלות, the son of the morning, right? יעקב says, איך אני יכול? How can I call him such a name? אי אפשר לקרוא. ואביו קרא לו, his father changed the name, Benjamin. Something positive, right? Why? Because Chava and Adam, by the sin, what did they bring לעולם? אבלות. Everybody has to die. אז עכשיו, אנחנו צריכים להביא ימין. We have to bring with the right hand. We have to push it up. We have to bring Torah mitzvot. So you understand the story we're going to read Parachat Vayetze? זה לא סתם. So now I want to get to the second part of the class. I want to get to the second part. You see that every kid, we explained Apir Kabbalah. This I heard, by the way, from a big Rav, Kabbalist. His name was Rabbi David Menashe. He has 3 hours session about this. There's more. I'm just giving you the tip of the fork, like they say. קצה המזלג, ישראל, ירושלים. כן, רבי דוד מנשה. נפטר, he passed away a few months ago, not even a year. Listen to this. In the Torah, every time they had a baby, the 4 imaot, the matriarchs and the servant had a baby, they called the baby according to the event. Reuven, ki ra'a Hashem be'oni. Hashem saw that Yaakov doesn't like me. Here. Shimon, ki shama Hashem be'koli. Hashem listened to me. Levi, my husband is going to accompany me. Yehuda, I'm thanking Hashem. You know, I'm thanking why? Because I know we have 4 wives. We are 4 wives. Normally, each one of us is supposed to have 3 kids. I have the 4th kid. I have to thank Hashem so much He gave me one part extra. תודה Hashem, thank you Hashem. כן? יששכר, יש שכר, זבולון, נסבלני אישי, my husband is going to be close to... בקיצור, each one, ישרוני בנות, when he had the sixth kid, אשר. כל אחד, יש משמעות, זאת אומרת, means, that each name has a meaning. But I want to introduce you, there's a book called Atzofen. I think it's in English also. The code, Rav Zamir Cohen. Okay? Over here, this book takes kol ot mea aleph bet, each letter of the aleph bet, and he said each letter brings energy to the world. And this energy is put into the person's name. So basically what does he do? He says, first of all, he explains the energy that the letter brings. According to your name, you would know which type of an energy you have. Okay? מה זה א'? Let's see א'. What's א'? א' זה אלופו של עולם. א' זה אלוף. מי זה האלוף של העולם? Who is the master of universe? קדוש ברוך הוא. Okay? Aleph, if you do the gematria, Aleph is Aleph, Lamed, Pei. Aleph is gematria 1. Lamed begematria, Valerican number is 31. Pei, Valerican number is 80. 80 and 31 is how much? 111. 111. אחד. And if you say Aleph without the vowels, you can read also Aleph. Okay? If I take Aleph and I connect it with Aleph, what I'm going to have? 1,111. 1. Aleph is the top, is 1. Whoever has Aleph, הוא תמיד בראש. He's always at the head, right? Aleph is a letter that brings to the person's name, right? Energy to be always on top. But it has to be in the beginning of the name. Avraham, okay? Aaron, what else? Eliyahu, Asher. If Aleph is in the beginning, those people always are leaders. Avraham was a leader. Adam was also a leader, right? Right? Eliyahu was a leader in his time. Eliyahu Navi was a leader in his time. But each person that has this letter in his name, right? Now, the book, what's interesting in the book, you know there's two kohot, there's two powers in the world, positive and negative. Kedusha, Tum'ah. The same way that Aleph can bring you Kedusha, Aleph can bring you also Tum'ah. Impurity. But that's already your job. You have to channel your energy to the good. And if you're not, Chavshom, for example, the Gemara says, Mi shenolad b'yom rishon, if you were born on a Sunday, o kulo tov o kulo ra. It's a baby which is going to be either 100% good or 100% bad. No middle. Why? Why? Yom Rishon, Sunday, what did God create on Sunday? The light and the dark. Vayomer Elohim yehi or, vayi or, vayavdel Elohim ben haor uben hachoshech, and God separated with the light. As a baby shenolad b'yom rishon, if you're born on a Sunday, you either light 100% good or you choshech 100% bad. Aleph has a lot of energies into it, right? He goes, I don't want to do the book. I have a whole class on this, right? This class is on this. Aleph, Bet, Tilda. And you'll see. Also, I want to introduce you to a second book, very interesting book. I got it, I don't know how I got it. But, Shemot Adam. I'm going to read for you a few names. Over 100 of people ask me, what does name mean? How can I name my baby? You know, I want to name him this. This is good, this is not good. In this book, every name, when I told it to people that had already a name, they're 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, they told me it's exactly me. זה אני.
גם עם מעל 50?
מעל 50. אבי. הנה המילה הראשונה, אבי, איש טוב. מרגיש את לב הזולת, cares for people, אוהב לעזור, אבי. לעתים יכול להיות קשה, אבי. אבל בתוכו הוא תמיד טוב. Inside is always good. כישרוני, אבי, כישרוני. הוא מסוגל להצליח בכל התחומים. He can succeed in all the things. נוטה להיות הרבה בבית, אבי. שורש שמו, he comes, אבי comes from אברהם, שהיה איש חסד, it was a man of kindness. הרבה רוצים קרבתו, everybody's running, whoever comes here, איפה אבי, איפה אבי ווקנה? בשל, למה? not because of money, בשל תכונותיו הטובות והחוכמה המעשית.
מה זה צחי?
רגע, שואף הרבה להישגים. שואף הרבה להישגים. Always want more, to succeed more. זה אתה? נראה, משהו כזה. אם זה משהו כזה, זה טוב. צחי, אני לא יודע. I'm not going to go through the whole book. I'm just telling you.
עשה יצחק רק.
יצחק.
מלך.
One thing he says over here, which is very interesting. I'll give you one thing he says over here. Never use a shortcut on a baby's name. On a baby's name. For example.
לקצר את השם
כמו
שלו.
שאני, אמא שלי הייתה קוראת לי גם אז.
כן, כמו שאתה אומר,
אם אתה אברהם,
איציק.
tell people to call you אברהם. למה אבי, אתה חתכת 3 צינורות. You cut 3. Every letter in your name is a channel. Is a source of energy. כשאתה מקצר, אתה חותך את הצינורות. For example, you cannot add either. Because there's no kli for that. אין כלים. So, for example, I'll give you. He says, יש בנות, girls called רבקה. ריקי. The friends call ריקי. הוא אומר, זה לא טוב. בכלל לא טוב. No good. You're cutting צינורות. You're cutting channels. You're cutting energy channels. Right? Right? So, לא לחתוך. Don't cut. Your name. So that's why, כמה זה חשוב. How much is important the name of a baby. How much is important your name. Right? And how much is important the first letter of your name? Because the first letter is the source of energy, which gives power to the rest of the letters, right? Over here, he even signals out names. I don't want to say names because I don't want the people to say, "Oh, it's my name. I have to change my name." You should never change your name. Some people say, "Oh, I'm not rich. I should change my name." Okay? If you're healthy, right? You're not rich. Okay? You're healthy. You're smart, you're married, you have kids. Okay, you're not rich. אתה לא במזל הזה. So למה אתה צריך להחליף את השם? הפוך. If you change your name, you change your מזל. It can be for the good, for the bad. You might be worse.
50-50.
Right? 50. So you might be worse. You don't take a chance. Share. But there is names. בדיוק. Right? לא להחליף. בדרך כלל מוסיפים. You add a name. But you don't change a name. But, right. There are certain names that, unfortunately, the energy through this name, I'm not going to tell you because I don't want people to get ideas. Unfortunately, the energy coming from the name, so if a person sees really is not lucky, לא מוצא שידור, אין לו פרנסה, no פרנסה, health-wise is not healthy, כל הבעיות שבעולם, then go to a rabbi, and maybe your name is under the category of those names that have to be changed, not added, changed completely. Yes. יש שמות כאלה? There is names that the name is completely wrong. So especially today. There is a girl over here. There is a girl over here. They called her a certain name. They called the girl a certain name, right? And she was born with a defect, with a problem, health problem, right? So I told the parents, according to what I saw, it's better to change name, but I cannot take achrayut on that. I cannot. You have to ask a gadol. So we said, let's ask Rabbi Kanievsky. So they couldn't travel. So I knew somebody this very close, was very close to Rabbi Kanievsky. I told them, listen, this is a very rare sickness, מחלה מאוד נדירה, and it's a little baby, and if we don't take care of it, in 2 years she can pass away. So they told, as Rav Kanievsky heard her name, לא, צריך להחליף. So I told her, call her Chana.
שם טוב
חנה. הרב קניבסקי מה אמר?
כבודו יש בת בשביל חנה.
הרב קניבסקי מה אמר? מי היה הבעל של חנה?
אמא שלו, חנה
אלקנה. רב קניבסקי אמר, תקראו לה אלקנה. איך אלקנה? She's a girl. אבל זה היה לקרוא לה חנה.
הכוונה.
ברוך השם, they called her חנה. ברוך השם, today she's alive, she's good. She still needs therapy, but she's alive. They told her 2 years maximum she's going to live. She's 6 years old today. ברוך השם. A name is everything. A name, השם של הבן אדם זה הכל. It's everything in life, right? So that's why people should not look for crazy names. Today, modern people, they want to call the girl הילה ואורה ריבונו של עולם, you're looking for crazy names. Why crazy names? What's wrong with אברהם, שרה אימנו, רבקה, especially when you're born in a parasha, where the parasha has names, try to get the names. למה לא? יש הרבה אנשים זבולון.
מי? היום?
בטח, זבולון. יש בארץ, איך קוראים לזה? In Israel today there's an insurance called זבולון.
היום?
כן.
לא היום, לא קוראים שמות כאלה.
למה לא? מה, אשר, אין אשר?
אשר,
יששכר, אין יששכר?
אבל אז היו נותנים
יהודה.
הרבה שמות ככה.
יוסף, שמעון, מה?
אבל היום יש להם שמות ישראלים.
כן, אוקיי, that's why. they call אריק, כל מיני.
פעם היו קוראים שמות כאלה.
ראובן,
שמעון.
You have to call them names על פי התורה.
אז לפי כאילו סדר שלו, כאילו השם, האותיות, אז זה יכול או להביא לך במצב של...
No, the names, right, the name give you energy, a certain type of an energy. Only you are supposed to get the right weight of the energy, not the other side of the energy. Each Aleph Bet letter has energy. That's why they say, what was the koach of בצלאל? מה הכוח של בצלאל? בצלאל, he knew to compose the Aleph Bet, מצרף את האותיות, he knew to compose Aleph Bet. בטח, בטח. בצלאל, especially תימנים, בצלאל.
אבל ילדים כבר לא קוראים בצלאל. ילדים קטנים הוא אומר, ילדים קטנים בצלאל.
One second, I'm going to give you time to ask questions. Let's finish up the subject. So basically today's class is to tell you the patriarch, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, they came to the Tikoun of Adam and Chava, the 3 major sins. גילוי עריות, שפיכות דמים, עבודה זרה. They brought their children, Yaakov brought his children to the world, the 12 children, which had to come. By the way, the children had to come with Rivka already. But because she complained, when the babies were running in her, ותאמר למה זה אנוכי? זה בגמטריה 12. זה, זין, is 7, hey, is 5. She was supposed to have 12 babies. 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Because she says, למה זה אנוכי? Why do I need this? You don't like? Okay, no problem. Next. Who is next? Rachel, Leah, Zilpah. They're going to have the 12 children. Those 12 children have to come. Because those 12 children have to finish the Tikoun that Avot HaKedoshim, Avraham, Yitzchak, started. And they were the end of Tikoun, and they were giving us mitzvot, they're doing good things to tell you. So when you choose a kid's name for the Brit Milah, for the Abad, Zeved Abad, make sure the name is good. Not some crazy name, right? Also, you're not supposed to call after a person that died by accident, Chaz v'shalom. The mazal of this person goes to the baby. Never call a baby after somebody died in an accident. So, I want to remember. No, assume. Right, or too early, right? Right? Nimrod is not a good name to call, right? So all those names, perfect. But to tell you, a name is something very serious. You don't change it. If anything, you can add to it. But always try to find what is your name meaning. What's your meaning? And this is going to find. Some people say, I don't know what's my purpose in my life. What am I here for? What am I? My tikkun sheli. The name is your tikkun. Your name is your tikkun, right? That's why. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.